Hello on Wildlife. This is a new selection of new rare animal moments. Incredible moments from Animal World are waiting for you. Let's go. A home camera caught a dog accidentally starting a fire in the kitchen. The dog was curious and jumped on the gas stove. He accidentally hit the knob and started a fire. There were some boxes on the stove and it all started to burn. Good thing the homeowner woke up in time and was able to put out the fire, but kitchen will definitely have to be renovated. A cunning lynx was caught in the camera installed in the forest. Apparently the cat smelled something and immediately hid in the grass. In the frame appeared a coyote, which goes straight to the lynx. After a beautiful attack, scared to death coyote ran away screaming and in a complete panic. After sleeping near his mom, this polar bear cub decided to look for adventure. When a seal's head emerged from the hole, he was very surprised. Next is a funny moment. The cow decided to drink from the pool, but couldn't resist and jumped into the water. The children were not particularly frightened, and the cow quickly found its own way out. Mama bear was crossing a high railroad bridge with her baby bear. At some point, the little one accidentally falls from a great height. Mama bear did not hesitate to rush down the slope and jumped into the water to save her cub. The baby was lucky, the landing was soft and he is alive and well. Police responded to people's calls. Two white-headed eagles were fighting on their street. The birds clawed at each other and wouldn't let go. Police officers calmed the eagles down and eventually were able to separate their talons. After the rescue, the birds flew away. A man with a net tried to catch a fish in some aquarium, but the fish had other plans. It attacked and revenged the man's insolence. And this is a horrible incident captured by a security camera. A 6-month-old pug named Bridget was a Valentine's Day gift from husband to his wife. But a brazen fat thief appeared in the footage and simply bent over and stole the puppy. Family called the police, but the man was never found. This moment was filmed on a very cold day in Texas. You can understand how alligators survive even when their lake is freezing. The key is to punch a hole so they can breathe. I was just shocked to see this bunny hiding her bunnies. How could she think of that? Her nest is right next to the road. She completely buries the babies in the nest with sand, and when feeding time comes, she digs them up, feeds them, and then buries again. In Colombia, a creepy moment caught on camera. Two escaped frightened cows overturned all the goods in a small store. I guess the cow owner now has to pay a lot of money. This fisherman saw this for the first time. While fishing in the Northern Territory of Australia, he caught a fish, but the most interesting thing was in its mouth. At first he didn't realize what it had eaten, but soon he got a snake out of its mouth. The snake could not be saved, but he immediately released the fish. A man on a swimming board found a snake and says on camera that it is a very poisonous sea snake, and it is good that she is dead. He decides to touch it, But the snake is alive. He's really lucky not to be bitten. The pelican tried to eat this capybara, but quickly realized that he could not swallow such a large creature. You can tease praying mantis in this unusual way. Yes, feeding the seagulls bread from their mouths turned out to be a very bad idea. This seal was resting peacefully on a big ice floe and didn't touch anyone. But the evil and clever killer whales right here. Gathering together, the killer whales created a big wave, which broke the ice floe into small pieces. I think the seal won't live much longer. Right in the backyard of a private home, through the open door appeared a cougar with a raccoon in his teeth. The people heard the noise and opened the window. The cougar was immediately frightened and let the prey go. The predator ran away through the neighbors' yards, and the shocked raccoon seemed to come to his senses. He managed to survive. Tourists on safari filmed a lion, which approached a rather large waterfall and is trying to cross the river. The water washed him away immediately, but the lion successfully got out on the other bank.
That's quite special. See that video?
The woodpecker seems to have really freaked out and chopped almost the whole tree to splinters. I think the tree had a lot of tasty grubs in it, otherwise it wouldn't have expended so much energy. It looks impressive, especially the pile of sawdust under the tree. Gluing a toy skateboard to your pet turtle was a great idea. As a result of this upgrade, her speed has increased several times. Such a funny cat I see for the first time. He hung on the garage door fasteners and pitifully called his mistress for help. The woman was laughingly rescuing her helpless cat. Right on the roadway, people managed to film a mama koala with a baby on her back. Fearing for the lives of these beautiful animals, people helped them cross the road. A man right from his car managed to film an incredible fight. A cougar attacked a deer on the side of the road. The man drove closer to get a better look. The cougar started to drag the deer off the road, but then got scared and ran away. The deer instantly took his chance and ran the other way. You can laugh a lot from this moment, but the dog was definitely not funny. A man playing golf in Nevada spotted a turkey fighting a large snake. The reptile tried to defend itself, but the turkey was very serious and pecked exactly at its head. The snake was trying its best to crawl away, but it was not going to make it. When people saw the sea lion, they started to take pictures of this cute animal. But when he came closer and started wildly screaming, everyone realized that he was not so cute. Being a super predator doesn't always mean that everything will go according to plan for you. This hungry leopard took the risk of attacking a porcupine and then clearly regretted it, pulling the sharp needles off of himself. You should not leave your car with the open windows in bear habitats, especially with food in the back seat. This bear has 5 cubs, and we hope that the food from the car will help her feed them. people were calmly filming the gorilla enclosure at the San Diego Zoo. When a conflict arose between two males, they crashed together at full speed into the glass fence. The result you can see for yourself, and after such an aggressive interaction of primates, their enclosure was temporarily closed for repairs. After taking a picture, the man released his phone instead of fish. You should be more careful. Here's a similar moment. People in the forest found a very unusual frog. It immediately inflated like a tennis ball and began to make very strange sounds. Such a vocal performance no one was definitely not expected. If you know what this frog is called, write in the comments. The camel has a very strong immune system that can cope with many diseases that are fatal to other animals. But sometimes camels get sick and refuse to eat. To treat their camels, owners have invented a very unusual way. They make the animals swallow a live snake and drink a lot of water. The snake venom makes the camel's body temperature rise and it becomes thirsty. When the animal completely sweats, it immediately begins to recover. Their organism is resistant to poison, and viper is like antipyretic. In this moment you can see how the eagle's leg got caught on a piece of rope wrapped around a branch on a tall tree. The bird hangs on for a long time, and a local veteran comes to its rescue. He came up with a unique rescue tactic and started shooting at the branch with his rifle. After several accurate shots, the branch was broken and the eagle was successfully rescued. After spotting a horned wild deer near the road, a man decides to feed it with bread. The deer approached, but before eating the bread, decided to hint that his horns are very sharp. In the end, the bread was successfully eaten. How this cow ended up on the second floor of a construction building is not clear, but she decides to jump down. Surprisingly, after such a fall, she gets up as if nothing had happened. A tractor was used to clear the way to a black rhino stuck in a swamp. He could not have escaped on his own, and it was surely the most unique rescue operation. The terrified rhino even tried to attack the tractor, but the swamp was cleared quite quickly and the animal was saved. And this is how bat cubs sleep during the day. This case was filmed in Brazil, and this tree perfectly covers them from the sunlight. This osprey is on the hunt, and when it sees its prey, falls into the water like a stone. People thought it would be impossible to take off with such prey, but the bird succeeded. In this moment, conservationists rescue a wild orangutan stranded in the middle of a raging river. The orangutan was discovered in the Lesan River, East Kalimantan, in Indonesia. Not knowing how long he had been in the water, conservationists were determined to get the ape back to safety among the trees as quickly as possible. The rescue was successful, and the clearly tired orangutan was successfully rescued and sent to the branches of the trees. A little owl flew into this man's house. The hungry raptor attacked his finger and almost took it away. During the rafting on inflatable circles, people noticed a large alligator 1 meter away from them.
Right now.
People were really shocked, but the alligator behaved calmly and did not even move.
Where are you staying at, you ding dong? Oh my God, did that really just happen? Devin, let go now.
Sea snakes usually avoid humans, but when looking for a mate they become very active and potentially aggressive. I don't know how this man felt, but the moment when the snake almost got on his board was very dangerous. Looks like the crocodile has decided to safely move the cranes across the road. A wild fox screamed at the house cat for a long time. But the cat is busy resting and doesn't have time to pay attention to any foxes. Two lionesses with 3 cubs crossing a small but fast river. The cubs were immediately washed away, but the mother lioness immediately rushed after them and helped to get out. According to the sheriff's office, people called 911 to report that they were being chased by a cougar on the road. The people filmed the cougar slowly but confidently walking towards them. I think she was just chasing them away from her cubs. This continued for about 10 minutes, and finally the predatory cat turned into the forest and disappeared. You never have to saw the branch that you're sitting on. Fishing in Alaska can have its pros and cons. Big brown bears like to fish too, but the fishermen are really fearless. They quickly chased away the brazen bear. The silly bird thought the dog would just sniff it out, but the dog had other plans. One more hunter who was hoping to stealthily approach and catch the pigeon. But not this time. And here's a shock. A small mink attacked a huge swan. It's not clear why, but it looks like it's doing well. The swan has its head down in the water and may just choke. But then came the expected turning point. When the mink unhooked, the swan used its deafening wing beats. This scared the little rascal away. It seems that goats love to eat milk directly from under the cow, especially when the cow is standing still and doesn't mind giving out her treats. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking for your personal likes, and see you in the next video.